So we talked about this a few months back, that there would be another version of Blurr, and we weren't sure of what version of Blurr we were going to get. Some people think we were going to get an animated Blurr dealing with the Velocitron, but it looks like what we're getting makes a little more sense. It's just a retool of the Studio Series 86 Blurr, but now it's going to be more IDW inspired. And I gotta admit, I kind of like this one. But I will say that my G1 Blurr is still going to be my Legends, or the Japanese version of Titan's Return Blurr. I think that Blurr is just fantastic in my opinion. Yes, I know the new Blurr has all of the articulation and all that stuff like that, but the face, and it's just certain aspects that I still think that Legends Blurr gave us. But this Blurr is probably going to be the one that people may go for because of the fact that he doesn't really have that derpy face. So let's look at some pictures here, and the head sculpt does kind of remind me a little bit of the Generations Blurr, but it looks like the head crest doesn't fall down. And I have to admit, some parts of the retooling is cool, other parts are just like, I don't know. But he does come with the same weapons, just everything is blue. But he does look very IDW, and I give them credit for doing the retooling and remold necessary. And I think that overall, I want this Blurr. I just going to say that hands down. I want this Blurr. I really think that this Blurr looks good to me. I like this. This. Yeah, I know it's not G1, but I'll put this in replace of the G1 if I have to. But I doubt it, because Legends Blurr is just still, despite not having all of the modern articulation, it's just still a good looking Blurr. Say what you want. And he's a headmaster. But as you can see the comparisons here, even the Shattered Glass didn't move me to go back and buy Blurr again, but this IDW one does. And, you can almost say it's animated, like, with those wheels in the back. But I'm really not familiar with IDW stuff, and I don't want to get familiar with IDW. I just don't. But he looks better. He just looks better. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Even he just looks better. Now he's got these faux. I think those are faux wheels on the front, because the original Blurr mold does not roll because it doesn't have wheels. I mean, when I say the original Blurr, I'm referring to Studio Series 86 Blurr. It doesn't have wheels. Like it just doesn't have wheels. But I think this one, I think a lot of people are going to go for this one. There's just something about this one that I think people are gonna like, and I think this one is really gonna be a hit. I don't know what it is. Something in my spirit, soul, whatever, tells me that this one I think people are gonna go for, even over Shattered Glass. And I love the Shattered Glass, that deep blue and the black with the lightning on the front. But I just didn't want to buy it again because I didn't like. Just something about the Studio 86 Blurr I didn't like. But this, I like this. Now the vehicle mode, I think, looks incomplete, but still, for the robot mode, it does the job well. Now you may disagree or you may agree, but I think this is going to be the Blurr that people are going to go for. I'm telling you, be on alert. And yes, we know the thieves stole it early, but hey, it is what it is. Hasbro's not getting ahead of the game. They are not stopping any type of death from the factory. So we're just going to continue to report the news. But yeah, the details, I like these details better. I don't know why, but I think they were listening. And I'm going to wrap it up really quick. So I think they were listening to certain things. Yeah, he still got the big Popeye forearms, I guess. But yeah, it does look a lot nicer. It just looks a lot nicer. The head sculpt is a lot better. Not that really long face. And I know the naysayers, you just did it. Whatever, man. I don't really care. This is my opinion. That's what I like. What you like is what you like. Okay? We're going to leave it at that. What I really want to say is going to be just brutal and detrimental. But yeah, I like this Blurr. I think people are going to go for this Blurr. I think a lot of people are going to say, hey, this will work for my, even if you want to replace it with G1, it's your collection. You place it where you want it to go. No one can tell you what it should be. So leave your thoughts down in the comments below. It's Super Robot Ed. We'll be back with more news and reviews. Until then, we'll see you soon. Bye bye.